I've never seen such a painful and fearful day in market in a long time, maybe since the early days of COVID. S&P 500 was down almost 5%. Nasdaq was down almost 6% in a single trading session. That in a single trading session, that is insane. All this because of the expectation of the pain these tariffs are going to bring for US economy and for US companies. Now, I believe some companies are going to get affected worse than others. For example, Apple, just because of the nature of their operations. Apple has their manufacturing base in China, although it has tried to diversify out of China into Vietnam, Indonesia, and most recently India. But the problem is, all of these companies are recently slapped with a huge rate of tariff. For example, China 54%, Vietnam I believe 46%, and India 26%. Now these tariffs are going to shrink Apple margins, and investors never like that. They never like shrinking margins in a company. So maybe this stock price of Apple might have a little further down. It has to go a little further down, I guess, to adjust to that new reality. Other than that, I also believe people who shop in places like Walmart are also going to get affected, just because of where Walmart get most of its product from. It gets most of its product from China. Now, I read an article recently where it was said that Walmart executives tried to ask their Chinese suppliers to observe these new tariff costs, so they don't have to transfer these costs onto consumers. But the Chinese suppliers were not willing, because their margins are already slim because of already existing, at that point of time, already existing tariffs. So they said no. Now retailers have no option. Places like Walmart, they are not going to observe those costs. They don't like slimming their margins either, so they are going to transfer these costs on to consumers. So for example, if there was a product which was going to cost Walmart dollar, it will now cost dollar and 54 cents, and those 54 cents will be transferred on to consumers, meaning the price of that product will go up. So I don't think this is an ideal scenario for people who are already struggling, for US consumers.